Jansen's Heating and Air is the home of Dr. Comfort, focusing on customer care for heating and air conditioning across Central Illinois for some 35 years. Find out their services, specials, and coupons by clicking their icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai. My next guest this morning is Jason Dominowski, a case manager and mental health counselor for Christian County Treatment Court. He's also involved with the Christian County Prevention Coalition, and he joins me in studio this morning. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Reed.
Yeah, and you're making your debut on the show. Really happy to have you on. Now, you're heavily involved in treatment court, and I know we hear about that a lot. Just talk first generally about what treatment court is and, what you in particular do with them.
All right, so treatment court is a program where individuals who have been in the judicial system for minor felonies can petition for our program, and then come in. They can get, we can assess their situation. We can do mental health counseling. We can do addiction counseling, and just help them change their lives and break that cycle of addiction and being in the criminal justice system.
Yeah, and it sounds like a mechanism of intervention and trying to get in there and just like you said, stop the cycles. Is that
sure?
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So so you're involved in that, and then in terms of your role as like case manager and mental health counselor, like I know mental health is a big part of a lot of things, but especially what folks here are involved with. Talk about what your role entails in the treatment court.
Okay. So my first role is case management. What I do is the first thing I do is I help clients coming in to our program to get hooked up with the benefits of like SNAP benefits, their and insurance, get a primary care physician, help them get anything they may need to start life that is kind of structured. Make sure their health needs and their food needs, things like that, are taken care of first. We help with structured housing. If a client does not have a safe place to go to, we found that by providing a sober living home environment, it helps them to ease into the program much faster.
Yeah, and so and you mentioned some of the other things like like medical needs. So are you or like other staff there, like, the ones making the calls, getting referrals? Is that sort of part of what you do?
We do that with them. We assist the client in doing that. And, but we already have a kind of a structured team of community resources that we know exactly where to go to meet their needs.
And you mentioned SNAP as well. I know there have been some changes to kind of funding in the last couple months, really. Have you noticed any like extra challenges getting the SNAP benefits for folks who go through the system?
Getting the benefits, no, it's usually pretty easy. They're usually already in the system.
Okay.
But getting it restarted, no, that's not a problem. Our office here in Taylorville, the DHS office, they're amazing. They know me pretty well. I can go in there and take a client in or send a client over if they have if they know how to do it themselves. But no, we did have that issue back in November, but everything was supplemented wonderfully by the food pantry. They're doing an amazing job out there. Many of our clients utilize that service too.
Yeah. And I know you folks at the Prevention Coalition have gotten involved with the food pantry, and something we'll talk about a little bit later on. But in terms of treatment court, I know a big part of the process, and one that you folks, of course, hope the folks you work with get to, is the commencement. talk about when the next commencement is and what that's like.
Yeah, so we don't call it graduation anymore. We call it a commencement because they're still in the program, and they're not moving that far away from us. But what it is just to recognize their commitment that they've had, usually over the past, usually over 18 months to 2 years. They've successfully gone through all but one phase. They commence, and then they go into a 6-month aftercare where we continue monitoring, continue to offer services if needed, but they're pretty much transitioning right into the community, a healthier and happier person. That our commencement this year will be June 24th at 1 p.m. It'll be at Davis Memorial Christian Church, just out west of town. And I encourage anybody who has questions about treatment court or really wants to see and have an emotional, inspiring event, come out and watch. It's a very moving experience.
It sounds like it. That's all I've heard from folks who have talked about, this experience through and other similar ones like Safe Passage. I'm sure you're at most or all of these commencements. Mm-hmm. What is it like for you seeing them, at that stage of the process from, your perspective and in your position?
It's very inspiring. Moments like that are kind of what keep us coming back. They keep us energized and inspired to continue doing what we're doing. It shows us that, sometimes it doesn't work out for people, but when this happens, it makes up for all the tough days. We see them when they start. It's kind of like parenting. You see them when they're young, and you watch them grow, and then you watch them leave the nest, and it's wonderful. It's one of my favorite days.
I bet. And you said it all right there. So I'm really glad you shared that. I want to go back to, kind of the treatment court process. You said something like, a year and a half to 2 years. Is that about the length of the whole process?
It could be anywhere between 24 months to 36 months, okay, depending on the progress that how energized the client is, how easy the process comes to them, the process of change. I often describe it as this: we're teaching someone a brand new language. Where a lot of our clients are mid to late 20s on into sometimes their 50s, and they've spoken a certain language most of their life. It was taught to them. And so we're asking them to change that language and to address some of the reasons why they got into, why they just, why, how do I put it? Why addiction was their answer to what they were feeling.
Yeah. And it seems like, and I like that you mentioned that, because what I have sort of gathered, right, is that, addiction doesn't just happen, right? There's a reason behind it. Mm-hmm. And it sounds also like, as you described, as far as I can gather, that, you're trying to also address kind of that root cause instead of simply trying to get someone out of addiction. Does that sound accurate?
Oh yeah, definitely. I often say, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who says it, but not everybody who experiences traumatic life events becomes an addict or alcoholic. But every addict and alcoholic that I've ever worked with has traumatic experiences in their background. Once we start to address them, once we give them the education on what happened, how their body and their brain reacted to it, and then help them undo that. It's basically a full rewiring of the brain. We do that through extensive counseling. We drug test 4 to 7 times a week. They may see me for 2 hours a day. They'll go to addiction counseling for 10 hours a week and meet with their probation officer, sometimes daily. It's very extensive, and we just want to make sure that we address everything that they may not be aware of what's going on with them. Teach it, give them that education, so then they can start to process their own experiences and hopefully change them.
And it does sound like a at least in terms of the time commitment, a pretty loaded process, right? Seeing you said like 2 hours a day. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I have. They sometimes meet with me daily, depending on what's going on with their case.
Yeah.
And their treatment plan. I'm sorry, and then then they go to probation to drop to do their drug test. Then they go to addiction counseling for a few hours, and then
And I would imagine that, for them, it kind of adds to the sense of reward of reaching the commencement, considering all of those steps and just going through that every single day.
Yeah. One thing they say is, when a person comes in, usually commencement is so far away, they're not even really thinking about it. We take it day by day. But all of a sudden commencement day is here, and they said, "Oh my gosh, where's the time gone? I can't believe this happened so fast." So yeah, we treat addiction not as a moral failing, or a lack of willpower. Instead, it's a health condition that's caused by a combination of genetics, the person's environment, and societal misconceptions that kind of feed into it.
Yeah, and it sounds like a big part of it. Was there something else you were going to add?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just didn't want to cut you off there.
No.
On that. I'm talking right now with Jason Dominowski, case manager and mental health counselor for Christian County Treatment Court. He's also part of the Christian County Prevention Coalition. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll probably talk a little more about this, and then also about some other things the Prevention Coalition has going on for the community. That'll be coming up right here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Tornado baseball and softball, plus playoff games, are on New Country 104.1 this spring. Tune in or listen to the live audio stream of select baseball and softball games, plus playoffs of both teams. Brought to you by
the Taylorville School District, Advanced Eye Care, and Blakely Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
The purple and gold are coming your way. The Taylorville Tornadoes are going to do it today.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Chip Flory. We join you weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WTIM on AM and FM and on the WTIM streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on your ag information station, WTIM.
Hi, this is Carl Krumsick. Why do you need a monument? It's a place to visit, to remember, and to begin healing. At Krumsick Monument Company, we're locally owned with low overhead, so families can honor their loved ones without overspending. We offer complete services of cleaning, resetting, and adding death dates. Let us design your legacy in beautiful granite. Call 217-825-5197 for an appointment. Krumsick Monument Company, 114 North Webster Street, Taylorville, Illinois.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, are proud to continue their long-standing sponsorship of honoring Taylorville High School Students of the Month on WTIM's many platforms on AM, FM, and streamed online, and on WMKR Genuine Country 94.3.
Hello, my name's Maya Johanneymeyer. I go to Taylorville High School, and my guardians are Chad and Denise Johanneymeyer. One of my favorite activities I love to do in school is floral designs. My hobbies I love to do is fishing, tanning. I also love to swim, late night drives to clear my head, and also hanging out with my friends. My future plans after high school, I plan on going to college for a few years to be an ultrasound tech and also doing cosmetology on the side. And if I had to pick, my favorite subject would be PE because it gets me energized for the day.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, salutes these great Taylorville High School students on this honor and wish them the best in their future. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Christian County, your voice matters.
Take the iPlan 2026 Community Health Survey to help the health department plan services for the next 5 years. Click our banner at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and make a difference today.
At First National Bank in Taylorville, switching banks isn't a hassle. It's easy by real people who care. Find out why they've been first every time for over 70 years by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. It's sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I continue my conversation with Jason Dominowski, a case manager and mental health counselor for a Christian County Treatment Court. And we talked a lot about that process and the commencement that the folks who go into that system strive for. Again, the commencement coming up June 24th at 1 at Davis Memorial Christian Church. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay, Davis Memorial Christian Church. The acronym I was given was DMCC, and actually didn't know at first what that stood for. But Jason, you and I were talking a little bit during the break, and I'd love for you to share with our listeners as well, just kind of the I guess the contrast that exists between a treatment court and a prison, because there are some misconceptions about that, and I'd love for you to kind of speak on that and clear it up.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah. Our program is designed to require change, to allow the client to see the mistakes they've made, why they've made them, their thinking pattern, their behavior pattern, and then to address and change that. Where traditional incarceration has little opportunity for education, personal growth, internal accountability. The other difference is the amount of taxpayer money compared to the results. The incarceration usually, from what I just gathered the other day, was $50,000 to $75,000 per year to house an inmate, whereas our program costs $3,000 to $6,000 per client, and so plus the recidivism. You're looking at a pretty high recidivism rate with prison. There's kind of that revolving door theory on prisons, where ours is a treatment court in Illinois. The recidivism rate is right around 60, or non-offending is our success rate 60%. And I would put our Christian County Treatment Court up against anyone else. I would say we're at about 70% of success rate. So
Okay.
yeah, it's not a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. No, and it sounds like you have that process, and that's about a tenth of the cost that you cited right there, compared to prison from the information that you have. So no, that's it's, and it sounds like results, and that's what that's kind of what you're there for. Anything else you want to share about a treatment court?
No, just I tell you, if you want to come out, the public is fully welcome to come out to our commencement on June 24th. 1 p.m. at Davis Memorial. I highly recommend it. It'll give you a whole new perspective on us and our clients and addiction and alcoholism and mental health in general.
A whole new perspective. There you go. That's again coming up June 24th, that commencement. About a little under 90 seconds to go. I know the Christian County Prevention Coalition, which you're also part of, is getting involved in the movie in the park. What do you have to share with our listeners about that? Yeah,
this is going to be an exciting event. We're going to have movie in the park at Manners Park. The date for that is Saturday, May 30th. The activities begin at 7 p.m. And then the movie will begin at dusk. Bring the family out. It's a wonderful movie. It's Inside Out. It's a great mental health movie with a lot of humor. It'll be great for adults, wonderful for children. It's one of my favorite movies personally. Also, I wanted to mention that we now have some micro pantries around town. Brian Hatch was very generous to build these and donate them. Yeah. For our community, and they are located at the library the Christian County Probation Office, Christian County Health Department, and Taylorville Township.
Nice.
Yeah, we have partnered with the food pantry that if there's things that don't really do well there, we put them out in the community.
No, that is great. I have to cut you off there. Jason Dominowski, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. More coming up.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. United Arab Emirates only